Hey guys, EzraTime again here. Welcome back to another movie review. And today we are going to be talking about a movie called The People Under the Stairs. This is a Wes Craven movie that released in 1991. It's a horror comedy film. And yeah, because it was October, so I thought that I reviewed some of the old horror movie by Wes Craven. The other one that I want to talk about is The Hills Have Eyes, I think. But first, I want to talk about this movie first because I gotta say, man, I'm having a lot of fun time watching this movie, because I know that going in, this is gonna be like a horror comedy movie, but I didn't expect to be that entertaining. Spoilers, by the way, if you guys haven't watched People Under the Stairs, then well, don't watch this review because I will spoil some of some of the plot, obviously, because I think it's way more fun to me to review the movie with spoiling stuff because the movie is released in 1991, so go watch the movie first if you haven't, because it's made by Wes Craven. It's a horror comedy. It's really fun, really entertaining. It has some great comedy and characters. So go watch it, guys. So yeah, after you watch the movie, then you guys can go back and watch the review. Because in the movie we follow a young boy named Fool, that where he was entering this house that he's like robbing the house, with the help of Leroy, which is played by Ving Rhames, which is also a nice surprise. I did not expect Ving Rhames to be in this movie, but yeah, he's great for some scene that he's in. And the movie itself again is funny to see the chemistry between the two of them. But anyway, they decide to rob this house together because supposedly this house has gold, or like has a lot of money. Decide to rob that, because in their community, it feels like the rest of the people that live in that community is like mostly homeless, because they're about to be driven away from their own community because they can pay their rent, and the rent was like super high, so it's like they have to do this job to basically save their family in a way. So it's a nice motivation for Fool's character, because they do spend some time in the first act like setting up his character, his motive to do this robbing the house thing, which I think served really, really well, because it does work into the plot on the later, story. Set to go into this house, and eventually they find out that this house is pretty weird because there is a lot of cages that was installed in the windows, and obviously the house owner, I think they don't really mention the name. I guess I'm assuming like Robson is like their last name, so it's like Daddy and Mommy for the most part. That's what they're calling the movie, played by Everett McGill and Wendy Robbie, which I think they have a great performance. So does with Brandon Adams, who plays Fool. I think everyone is having a fun time, filming their scene, because like every single time Mommy and Daddy was on the screen, it's like super over the top, but it's actually really, really fun. But anyway, before we get to that, we see Fool is like wandering around the house. He's like wondering why it's like the house has this many security, but also has so many ways and holes in the walls that you can like go through, and then like there's so many secret passages, which is like, oh my god, like this house is full of holes, which is like, it's also comical, but it's like it's working, because I love that kind of aesthetic for the house itself, that you pretty much just can go anywhere in the house and then you could probably expect that someone is like in there. So obviously this house has a mystery because eventually we'll find out that in the basement there is a bunch of kids that was stuck in that basement, and there is this one kid that basically roaming around the walls of the house, named Roach, and eventually Full found us that is this house is really weird, because not only that the house feels like a prison itself, but it also has so many weird people, inside the walls, which is the question is that who are there in the first place, and eventually he met this girl named Alice, played by AJ Langer. And Alice is trying to help him throughout the movie, but eventually we get to see like the reveal what the house is, because it was revealed that this house is actually owned by a crazy family, you could say that, and Mommy and Daddy is not exactly Mommy and Daddy, but it's actually brothers and sisters, which is super messed up, and eventually we reveal that these kids that they've been locked up in the basement is actually they kidnapped them, and then they put them in the basement, because they want a son and a daughter, and for the daughter they got Alice, that basically listen to their words, because like mommy and daddy is like super religious in a way where they don't speak the devil's word or something like that. Like, all right, which is creepy. But eventually we found out that why there is so many boys in that basement is because the mommy and daddy wants to have a boy, wants to have a son that actually listen to their words just like Alice. But so far all of them just pretty much like rebel and try to basically get out of the house, but like again the house felt like a prison, so like it's impossible for them to get out. So eventually the rest of the movie pretty much took place inside the house, which is exciting, because Fool is like trying to avoid daddy, because daddy just killed Leroy with a gun, and he decided to hide with Alice. And then we see a scene where daddy's like wearing this like a black suit or whatever, and then like he has a shotgun. I think it's a shotgun, right? And then he just like shooting the walls, searching for Rose again, this one kid that basically escaped using the walls around the house. That's where they keep evading mommy and daddy. And daddy just like keeps shooting this shotgun like in multiple directions throughout the wall, which is like super over the top. And it's not exactly in a bad way, because I definitely like having a fun time watching that scene, because how over the top the acting was, and how over the top that he just like keeps shooting the walls on like multiple directions, try to shoot this one kid that was inside the wall, which is like, whoa, my god, like, dude, that's your house, but it's just like, all right, like you're destroying your own house apparently. um but eventually they team up with Roach, and then also with Alice, and eventually they try to escape together. And Alice said that no one is able to get out of the house, because Roach tried to get out of the house, but eventually they cut his tongue because he tries to get help. So eventually mommy and daddy find them, and they basically bring Fool to the basement. And then this is where we see Roach again, like basically save Fool in a way. And but sadly we found out that Rose has been shot, and then sadly he dies, which is like surprising to me, because I was expecting to see more of him. And it was kind of a shame, because I think I found Roach's character to be really fun, and he just dies, which is like, oh man, like we like I really like this character, and then you kill him off, which is okay, I guess. But Rose, before he dies, he tells Fool that Alice was in the upstairs, and then you need to get Alice out of this house. So Fool tries, and they try to get away from the attic, but eventually Fool is the only one that was able to escape with some coins that was given by Roach. But Alice stayed behind because she can't jump that high. But Fool managed to get the coins. He delivered it back to his grandfather, and then eventually his grandfather said that, well, yeah, we can definitely pay the rent until the year 2000. And it was like, oh, okay, we're good, right? And then also, I forgot to mention this part before, but his Fool's mother is having a cancer, so now when they have enough money from the gold coin, they were able to perform a surgery for for his mother. So it's like, okay, that's nice. But again, Alice was still inside the house, and this is where the grandpa tell the truth, or like the story for the mommy and daddy house, and how creepy it was, and how like people just afraid to go into that house. Like I said before, they are brothers and sisters, which is like messed up in a way. And the kids is like, yeah, the kids is like having this gray skin in a way, and they basically become cannibalistic, because they've been keeping in the basement for so long. They didn't get any sun, so it's like, yeah, I think that's where their skin is like gray. Become cannibal because the daddy is just like keep feeding them like human intestine to them, which is like, oh, like it's just so disgusting, which is kind of felt like Texas Chainsaw Massacre in a way. And you definitely kind of feel some of that inspiration here. But anyway, Fool decided to go back to the house. He decided to save Alice in the attic. And as he entered the house, we figure out that mommy and daddy is actually tricking Fool, using like an audio recorder or something like that, right? And then like they ambush Fool, but eventually Fool managed to like hit both of them, and then like injure both of them, which is like, yeah, injure this guy, please. And daddy got injured so many times in this movie, but man, this guy is really strong, I'm telling you, because like no matter how many times this guy get hurt, whether it was like by a brick to the face, which should have killed him, but no, he's still alive. And it feels like mommy's the only one that didn't get hurt that much until the very end. But it's like, yeah, this this daddy is super buff. Like, wow, okay, this dude is super durable. No, no matter how many times you hit him in the head, like he's still going, man. Like wow, okay. Um, but eventually they so close to escaping, and we found out that Fool's sister is visiting the house, because she knows that Fool is going inside that house. So she and the rest of the community is like raiding the house. They basically turn against the mommy and daddy, because they're afraid before, but now they come together to like basically, hey, screw you, and this distract mommy enough, so like I think Paul managed to get to the basement, and Alice and Ruby is like, I think they knock, mommy, but eventually they found out that, oh, she disappears. The classic slasher act, right? Like you knock him out, and then the second you look at the body, it just disappear, and it's like, oh, okay. And eventually, mommy was able to control the situation by taking over the house security remotely. So Alice was trapped again, right? But eventually we found out that the people under the stairs, was able to escape. All of them decided to help Fool and Alice to take down both mommy and daddy. So they all decide to take down mommy, which is like super impressive to see, because this woman is a bitch, because like she keeps ordering daddy around, and then she keeps like being abusive towards Alice, but Alice is like standing up for herself. She used like a knife to stab mommy, and eventually the rest of the people under the stairs decides to kill mommy, somehow, I guess, by beating them up, I guess, right? And they throw the body down the basement, so it's just daddy's left now, and daddy is chasing Fool in the basement, and eventually Fool find out that there is a safe in the basement that has a lot of gold coins and money. And there's also some dynamite, so Fool decide to use that dynamite to blow up daddy. It throws daddy away so much, and obviously killing him, I'll be surprised that if he's actually still alive after being blown up by a dynamite, but at the same time I'm surprised that he doesn't get blow up to pieces. It's like, oh, okay, like the whole body of him is just intact. Okay. The rest of the people under the stairs managed to get out of the house, so they walk through the night, and then Alice found Fool, and then he asked him like, how you doing, are you okay? And then Fool was like, I feel like $1,000,000. And yeah, that's how the movie ends, and I think there is a talk about a remake in the future, because I don't think we need to see a remake for the people under the stairs, because I feel this movie is enough on its own, because it's fun, it feels scary at the time, it feels funny as hell, because like the character is funny. The mommy and daddy scenes, like even though they are messed up and disturbing, there is some funny scene between them. And the people under the stairs is like, yeah, you are sympathizing with these people because they are victims at the end of the day, even though they might be creepy in a way, but it's like, yeah, it's not their fault, for appearing that way. And yeah, it's definitely a weird movie from Wes Craven, but I think it's charming, man. Like I really like this a lot, and it make me miss, Wes Craven, because now I can get excited to see like a future Wes Craven movie, so rest in peace, and it's like, yeah, man, it sucks, because I want to see more of Wes Craven's work, because he's like he's doing like two big franchises, like A Nightmare on Elm Street, and then Scream as well. But he also got this type of movie like The People Under the Stairs and The Hill Have Eyes that actually pretty charming in their own way, and I think this movie, even though it's like super weird, it managed to entertain me, and from the weirdness of it, from the character, from the comedy, from the horror elements, like it works really well to the point that I'm like, when I spend a whole sequence inside that gigantic house that actually felt really creepy in a way, and I would say well designed as well, is actually amazing, man. Yeah, I guess let me know in the comment section below, guys, what do you guys think about this movie right here, like, do you guys like it, or do you guys think that you don't really like it, tell me your favorite scene of the movie, in the comment section below. And if you guys enjoyed this review, then leave a like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, the usual stuff, guys. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one then. Bye.